Funny how we pull out cigars and it suddenly feels like you never left.
A lot of ways, it didn't.
Feels permanent, somehow. When you leave this time.
Sylvie and I will always come back to 51.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. So the busy episode of Chicago Fire continues here, man. We're only in the middle right now. I haven't even gone over the wedding stuff yet, man. We got a long way to go still. But I'm trying to do every video as fast as I can because there's so many videos I got to do. But let's talk about, I didn't want to leave this scene out though, you know. So I love this scene right here. It's nostalgic. It's a nostalgic scene. If you're someone who's been watching Chicago Fire since the first season, you will appreciate this scene more than somebody who just hopped in maybe a year, maybe this season, maybe a year ago, because I know we're getting new viewers every season. All the way back to probably when Casey left the show, right? So if you're a new viewer, you probably didn't appreciate this as much unless you went back and watched the old episodes in syndication or whatever, or on streaming or whatever you watched it on. So Casey and Severide are the two OGs, man. Like, forever, they were the ones carrying the show in the beginning, bro. And to see them in this moment just reflecting was special. Because I don't know if it's the true end for, like I think Casey said he was going to be back. Like, he said towards the end of the episode he'll be back. I think Brett will be back too. But on a full-time basis, they won't be. And one of the things about when you watch this scene here is that, man, these two came up together. Casey and Severide really came up together in the fire department, were leaders of this firehouse. And, you know, just to see them, they're a little older now, but, you know, especially you can tell with Kelly, you know, with the gray hair and stuff, you know, he definitely looked a little older, even though I think he died that in. But the thing about it is that, like, when you're just watching this scene, it takes you back, man. From, you know, they talked about Benny, you know, they started out with that. They talked about his father, Kelly's father, Benny, and, you know, how it was affecting, maybe in the beginning, it was affecting him a little bit more to get lost in his work. And then they were talking about, too, another thing that was really interesting in this conversation that they talked about was how things have changed for them personally because they got wives now. And, you know, how back in the day, you know, things were simpler. They were able to just screw around with any woman that came around them. And it was a simpler time because they didn't have any strings tied to them as far as a relationship goes. You know, they're able to do whatever they wanted and stuff like that. But now things are a little bit complicated, but a little bit simpler too, you know, because Casey said, you know, he welcomes it, you know. But there's going to be some challenges for him and Brett too. They've already suffered one with them being, you know, separated from each other for so long, based on where they live. And so that stuff was very interesting to me when they brought that all up. And it just, you're seeing two grown men that have really turned into really fabulous men, bro. Like, you know, this was 12 years ago when they started, bro. I remember they weren't really boys though at the time. I mean, like, I'm talking about like as far as being like super young. You know, I think they were like in their 30s or late 20s or whatever, something like that. But it's just amazing to see them like mature over time. Now they're in their 40s, and it's kind of like, man, bro. I mean, when these two boys just started, they got in a fight in the first episode, man. Like, that was crazy. You know, Boden had to break it up. I'll never forget that scene when they used to play during the Olympics and stuff before Chicago Fire came out. I was like, man, I gotta watch this show. I'm gonna take a look at this show, man. And 12 years later, I would never expect it to be the hit that it turned out to be, bro. And spawn off a whole franchise like that. It brings you back to all of that, bro. Like, that's crazy, you know. I'm glad they did that scene, bro. I'm glad they did that scene, bro. They needed to do that scene, man. These are scenes that you see in like series finales and stuff like that. And Chicago Fire, one of them shows, they ain't gonna have no series finale for quite some time, bro. So you got to do these scenes when you can, bro. You got to do them when you can, you know. So it's crazy, man. But give me your thoughts on this, man. This was a great scene to watch. I think this was, out of all the scenes in the episode, this is the one that if you're an OG Chicago Fire fan, you need to watch this one. You know, Because this was like nostalgic as hell, bro. You know, but go ahead and get this video, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. After news, so like character development is very important, and they had it with these two guys, man.